Dr. Sherry, and welcome to the Private Life Show. Okay, you know what it is. We'll be right back after this introduction. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. I am so excited about today's show because I'm about to give you a secret that you have never heard before. Now, some of you may have heard it before, but I don't think you've ever heard it in this sense, okay? So you know that I am Dr. Sherry, and I used to have this whole spiel about me being in real estate and me being able to help you with credit and all that, and I don't do that anymore, you guys, because I have converted over into the private. And for those that don't understand what that means that I am no longer a United States citizen. My status has been corrected, which means that I am now living in a private space. In this space, it is beautiful because we are what you call self-governing people. Okay. Now, don't allow anybody to tell you that you're a sovereign citizen and all that. No, you're not. Okay. That is something that the de facto has concocted, which is not true. Okay. Sovereign means to be free, and citizen means to be a slave. So how can I be free and a slave at the same time? No, what we do is we self-govern. What does that mean? We run our own lives. We run our own affairs, right? We're responsible people. And so it's important that you understand the space and you begin to try to transition into the space because it's absolutely beautiful. All right, let's see. Hey, Kayla, how are you? Hey, so now let me get into what we're going to talk about today. You guys know I'm never here too long because I feel like the Private Life Show should be very short, sweet, and to the point because we're just every Friday we're just going to deal with little points, okay? But before I begin, let me make sure that I go ahead and give you all the information. All right. So you see at the bottom there, go to the link.bio/I am Dr. Sherry. All right. There you'll be able to get a lot of the information that I'm talking about today because I'm going to talk about a class that we have, free class, all right, that you can join. If you're feeling gracious in your heart, then please give a donation to Cash App or Venmo. I am Dr. Sherry. Love you, love you, love you for that. Thank you already for sponsoring this live. Okay. So now, today I want to talk about a word called usufruct, okay? And let me spell that. That's USUFRUCT, okay? It's important that we understand what that word means, and that's a very important word when you're living in the private. It's extremely important. When you understand what that word usufruct means, it means power. Okay, it really means power. So I'm going to give you a definition that is right here on my phone. It says usufruct is the right to use and benefit from a property while the ownership of let me start again. Usufruct is the right to use and benefit from a property while the ownership of which belongs to another person. Okay, that part always gets me. That's why I stutter there sometimes because it just grabs my heart. Because when you understand what that means, you'd be like, whoa. Okay, let me read that part again. While the ownership of which belongs to another person. So what this means is that someone will have the right to use somebody else's property, okay, and benefit from their property. That's what that means, okay? The person who enjoys the usufruct is called the usufructuary, okay, or usufructuary. So this word is huge when we talk about living in the private space. It is huge because when you talk about somebody using somebody else's property for their benefit, okay, Mind you now, this property belongs to somebody else and they're using it. You have to understand, in what sense does that happen when I am dealing in my everyday life? Then let me just pause and ask a question here. And a lot of you have no idea about this, but do you know that you have property right now that people are using? Okay, that persons are using, that other corporations are using, and you have no idea about it, and they're using it free and clear. Yes, it's going on all day, every day. Let me see who's saying free game. Hey, Chris D, what's going on? So that's why I wanted to deal with just that word today. I want you to study just that word, because what happens is that when you live in the private, we get paid for them using our property. Okay. And you're probably saying to yourself, well, Dr. Sherry, what property are you talking about? What are you saying to me? You mean to tell me I have property that I know nothing about, and that someone, something, some person, some corporation is using my property, that, and they didn't tell me about it, and I'm not being paid for it, and this is going on all day, every day? And my answer to you is yes. So now, this word is also found in Cornell Law. Now, for those that know, you know, Cornell Law doesn't play. And let me, you know what, let me go ahead and type the word in. Let me type the word and put it as a, let me see if I can put it up there. You see that? Usufruct. That's the word that we're dealing with today. So I'm going to read now from Cornell Law. Let's see what Cornell Law says, okay? Usufruct is the right to use and benefit from a property while the ownership of which belongs to another person. The person who enjoys the usufruct is called the usufructuary. The usufructuary shall maintain the property as a responsible owner and shall not cause damage to or diminution of the property, except where the property is subject to natural depletion over time. In modern civil law, the usufruct is divided into perfect usufruct and imperfect usufruct of quasi-usufruct, depending on whether the property is subject to depletion. Now, I'm not going to read on because, you know, they're starting to talk that legalese talk where they really, at one point, they try to really start confusing the heck out of you. Okay. And so really what they start to do is you just really repeat themselves, but they pull in these legalese words, what really begins to put a level of confusion. But let's just take the first couple of sentences, which were very plain. Someone, something, a person, a corporation is using someone, something, or a natural being's property, okay, with or without their knowledge, okay, and they're having to be responsible with it. So now let me tell you what that property is. The property is you. And a lot of you like, what are you talking about, Dr. Sherry? I'm clueless to what you're saying. And I know that many of you are clueless to what I'm saying. That's why we're doing the private show every Friday, because we're going to start to break this stuff down a little bit at a time. Okay? The usufruct and the property in the usufruct is you. You are the property. When you were born, you became property through something called your birth certificate. Okay? That birth certificate person, that all caps person, by now, you would literally have to be living under a rock if you didn't hear anything about this. Okay? Because this information is starting to be everywhere. But what the main problem is at this point, there are not a lot of people who are explaining it and who are breaking it down. So really people can begin to understand what is going on. So that's why I am Dr. Sherry, and that's why I'm here, because I'm going to break this down for you. But remember, on Fridays at this time, I'm just dropping little morsels of information because I want you to go back and research it. And then on Friday evenings at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you will be able to come into our free class where I break it all the way down. When I tell you I break it all the way down, but you have to register for the class. Okay? You have to register for the class, and I want you to go here. You know, last week, I think it was the week before, I had a problem typing this up. I kept making a mistake. I don't know what was going on with me last week. I think I was tired. All right, so let me show this. I think I got it right this time. So I want you to go to link.bio/I am Dr. Sherry, where we're going to talk about these persons, these corporations, these enleges, these creatures, okay, that are actually moving in on your property, utilizing your property without you not knowing they're using your property, and you're not being paid for it. All right. So we're going to get to the bottom of one. How are they moving in on my property? If I am the property, because now, Dr. Sherry, you're saying I'm property. Yes, you're property. Okay. If your status is not corrected, if your status is not changed, you are considered property. And I can back this up. Go into one of the three constitutions. Yes, there are three constitutions. So go in one of the three, and you'll begin to see that a United States citizen is considered property. Property. Okay. So tonight we're going to talk about how your property is being utilized for a financial gain. Okay. It's time for you to begin to understand and learn this process. It's time for you to get a real deep understanding. And again, some of you may be listening to this for the first time. You may not have ever heard it yourself. And if you have never heard it, then I'm going to challenge you to go start studying. Just start right there with the word usufruct. Start right there. Okay. And break that down. And then I want you to join us every Friday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time via Zoom. Okay. Just go there and register and listen. Have an open mind, an open heart, an open spirit to listen. One thing that I'm finding that in each family, there's one chosen one. There's one chosen one to begin to understand this information. Okay. And if you are that chosen one, keep moving down the path. Okay. Get the noise out your ear with what your family may say, what your friends may say, with those that are near and dear to your heart, your children, your spouse. Get the noise out your ear and stay on your path. Okay. Because you being on a path is going to set your entire family free. But somebody has to be the sacrificial lamb to learn this and understand this and know how to implement and move out on this information. That's what I'm finding too. Some people know the information. Some people have the information. Some people have even studied the information, but they don't know how to implement the information. And that's where we're finding trouble, situations happening, getting yourselves into problems. Because first of all, you think your status is corrected because you done got Joe Blow over here to say he changed your status. And now people going in this courts changing their names and all kind of carrying on. And all of it's wrong. All of it's wrong. We're doing it right over here. All right. We're doing it right. So you see down there? I always do this the wrong way. You see right down there? Okay. You see right? Where is it? Right there? Okay. Go hit it. Go hit it right now. All right. Register for tonight's class. Send others to tonight's class. And the word that we dealt with today is usufruct. Who is using your property without your permission and you're not getting paid for it? All right. We're going to find that out. All right, you guys, I told you we're going to make these short, sweet, and to the point. Do we have any questions, comments, thoughts? We have some people that are joining us live. Free game, laugh out loud. Name change is not status change. I know. And there are literally people out there that are teaching to go get your name changed. No, you own all the names. You don't need to change anything. Right? So we got to begin to help educate our people who are lost at sea. And it's time to bring them back to the land where they can start walking uprightly. You guys, okay, you're all going to be the first to hear this. So you all know that I rescinded all of my real estate licenses, and I dissolved the majority of my businesses, and or I sold them. Okay. And so now I'm literally doing everything on the land in the private. And I'm about to start. We don't say business when we're in the private. You don't say business, but I am about to start my new profession, my new career on the land. I am so excited. And you all are going to be the first to hear that my new profession, my new space is called, I don't even want to tell you what it's called because somebody might take it. I need to make sure I get everything trademarked and copyright and all that. So I'm going to hold on that. But I will say this, it's going to be dealing with property. And I'm going to begin to assist those in getting a allodial title. What does that mean? That means you will truly own your property with no mortgages, no taxes. And this is going on every day, all day. But people don't know how to do it. But I'm going to show you. I'm so excited about that. So real soon after that name is protected, okay, on the land. I don't care about in the public. I'm talking about on the land. I'm going to make sure I drop that. I'm going to be really, really doing something big to give the actual name. But you all are the first to hear that we are moving in that direction, okay? So especially if you are a real estate agent on the public side, you're going to want to listen to this because I'm going to have a nice opportunity for you on the private side, okay? All right, you guys, I love you so much. Comments, questions, thoughts. You know, we're going to keep this short, sweet, and to the point. Our word for today is, let me put it back up, Usufruct. Join us tonight, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over on Zoom. Go to link.bio/I am Dr. Sherry. Okay. All right, you guys. Until next time. Bye. Keeping these short, sweet, and to the point.